So today's question comes from Amy in South Dakota. My husband drank the Dave Ramsey Kool-Aid about 10 years ago. We worked extremely hard budgeting and paying off debt. However, every time we get close to paying off his credit card, something comes up that he has to buy. Most recently, he bought a very expensive rifle for hunting. This purchase bothered me. Bet it did. But he knew he would hold it against me if I didn't let him get the gun. Man. It was more
not that this is
than we'd ever
happened
spend
in either of our houses.
Are you about ready for this, though? It's more than we'd spend on a family trip. And he'll use it 1 week in a year for deer hunting with his friends. How do I let this go and get back on track?
So
there's a lot of layers to that one for me. Yes. I was like,
Not that that's probably happened in your house or my house for sure. Here's the thing. This call, first, your husband didn't drink the Ramsey Kool-Aid. He didn't. He read it and thought it was a good idea and thought it sounded fun, and was ish, right? Kind of leaned into it a little bit. At the end here, she writes, it was more than we would ever spend on a family trip. He'll use it 1 weekend a year. So she's trying to turn this into a math problem, that he should have known how expensive it was relative to our vacations, relative to it. This is not a math problem. This is a woman who feels betrayed because her husband's acting like a child. And they agreed together on a vision, and he refuses to do it. And so this is a betrayal. So, Amy, how can you let this go and help us get back on track? In my house, this would not be something we just let go of. This would be something that we sat down and said, I can't believe you bought that rifle. It would be, I can't believe you betrayed our vision that we agreed together where we were headed. And that's a totally different conversation, right?
Absolutely. Yep. And it's hurtful. I mean, and Amy, you lose trust in it. There's frustration there, all of it. And I just want to know on his side, ask him questions of like, did you consider what was happening? Do you know what I mean? Like, get to know, understand deeper him and his motivations and why he's thinking the way he is.
And she has a line here. I knew he would hold it against me if I didn't let him get this. Listen, I'm talking to husbands here, but I'm talking to everybody. If you and your spouse agree on a thing, and one of you has the courage when you're having a bad day, right? We all do. We all buy that thing, and we're like, I fell off the wagon. If your spouse has the courage to call you out on it, never be one of those morons who holds it against them. You didn't let me get my gun. Shut up. You're on the same page. Who does that? Children. Elementary school ones, in fact. Not even middle school kids don't even act like this. Don't be like that. If somebody has the courage to say, hey, that's a $4,500 gun. That's not a part of our vision. Our vision was to be debt-free, to change our family legacy, to pay off our house. Don't do that. Say thank you for holding me accountable. And I know that hurts and it stinks, and I really, really, really want that. And now's not the time.
So how do people work towards that, John? Because that's just to me, that's maturity.
Yep.
That's a level of maturity of growing up and being a grown-up. So someone that says, okay, that sounds great, but my knee-jerk reaction is to go there. My knee-jerk reaction is to be like, kind of spite. Yeah. How do you start to work through that?
I wish it was more complicated, and it's actually pretty simple. And the magic word is practice. Mm-hmm. The magic word is practice. We've fallen into this trap that we believe every interaction is all or nothing, and it's just not. And so decide, I'm going to change my identity. I'm not going to be a husband who says, this is my money, I can buy what I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be a husband that serves my wife, make sure that our home is taken care of, and that we're all in partnership on this. We're co-creating this vision, and we're living it out. And when you feel yourself getting angry, when you feel yourself ready to snap, and even if you do, you stop and you say, I'm sorry about that. You circle back and say, I acted like a fourth grader back there. I'm working hard and I'm sorry. Here's what I meant to say. Here's what I should have said. And we're going to keep practicing. And if you will practice, over time, your body quits reacting like that.
Yeah.
Because it knows it doesn't help anything.
Yep.
Right?
It's good. And some humility, too. Oh, sorry, Amy.
This gets me riled up, man.
Sorry, Amy.
It gets me riled up.